and there was like a huge accident.
How to determine if a low-cost wedding is actually worth of your time?
Because it was one of the first weddings, so I priced it super low because I was building portfolio basically.
Hi everybody, I'm Sophie.
Hi, I'm Julius.
Welcome back to our weekly wedding podcast, where we share our wedding experience in the hopes of educating our fellow creators and also giving some background to the future or current couples.
Yes. And today we're gonna talk about a wedding that took place in Tuscany. And my personal experience with it, because Sophie wasn't there. So my personal experience shooting a wedding video actually there in Tuscany, right?
Definitely. So today I'll be interviewing and grilling Julius about his experience, because I believe that was your first time doing a wedding in Italy, right?
Yes, wedding destination too. I think it was the first one.
I think we did Greece first and then
Yeah.
the Tuscany came.
Oh.
Yeah, because the Greece was in September and then this.
True. And also we will give you some tips again. We will repeat some from the previous videos on how to get actually wedding destination, jobs, and some other tips and tricks. Yeah.
Definitely. So we will also reveal some new information, and also we will talk a little bit more about maybe on some video calls, how to get to the couple. So we will get to it.
Yeah.
So let me start with first question. Would you mind telling us about backstory? How did you get the wedding? What were some pre-booking processes, and how did you come up with the whole couple and
Yeah, sure.
experience?
Yeah, so again, as we mentioned in previous videos, quick interruption, guys.
If you'd like to support us, please make sure that you like our videos, you subscribe to our channel, and share it with your friends.
And if you have anything to add or ask, feel free to comment down below. Comment on Facebook posts, in Facebook groups, wedding destinations, Italy, France, Spain. And luckily, I caught eye of Jordan and Raymond. Actually, it was Jordan, and she hit me up with some messages because she liked what I shared. And so that's how I basically came across her. We started communicating not only through Messenger, but then I think through emails, and we set up a call, which is something I recommend every time. Like, as soon as you can, try to set up a video call or normal call, so you can get to know the couple and get to know them. Even though if the job doesn't work out, it's still nice to meet new people, right? So get to know them and ask them about their backstory, their wishes, if you will be the right person maybe for the job, because maybe it will not suit you, right? So it's important to jump on the call as soon as possible so you can kind of decide whether it will take place, like if you're up to it and if they will like you. So that's like first important meeting, and it's good to do it as soon as possible so it's resolved.
Okay. So you, let's say the goal in the beginning of the pre-booking wedding for you is to get on a video call with a couple, right? How do you lead them to that step, that, like, you know, because you can not get a response, or maybe it can get so delayed that it will not happen. So is there a way that maybe you have some tips or tricks how to get the couple?
Yeah, absolutely. So first of all, you need to come across as a normal person, right? Who's not like a stalker or trying to rip them off. So you need to present your work. So how I do it, I usually share my portfolio. Even on the post, I send my portfolio on the web pages, social media, and if they like it, then they will reach out to you. And you can also specify the price, not every time, but if you don't specify the price and they still like the work, then they are more likely to message you on social media or email, and they might ask you about the price. And if you then suggest the price, at least rough estimate, because you don't know exactly now what is maybe needed, you know, like where it is, exactly what they will want, like drone shots and stuff. So it's good to give some estimate, and if they like the price, then they will most likely jump on a call with you. So you will do this through emails, and if they react actually, then it's easy to jump on the call and you just arrange a meeting or WhatsApp call. But quite often people ghost. We talked about it already in previous videos, but people do ghosting, so then they never reply. But that means you will not get the job, and you can score other job, which is a plus. And also, it's everything happens for a reason, right? So if they don't want you, maybe it would not work out. Maybe there would be bad clients or something. So yeah, that's how I usually try to score and get the video call.
And how much effort do you have to make to have them on a call?
Well, it depends. It depends. Someone is willing to jump on a call, but at the moment, for example, I got a request from a couple about the wedding video in Italy, actually. And so I replied to the email, and so far I haven't heard back. So, you know, sometimes it is an effort and you need to send a lot of emails or messages, and sometimes you never get a reply. But yeah, so you should not take it personally. You should be ready. Like, if you send millions of emails, then you already know kind of what to say and how. So just be honest, go to the point, and they will get back to you if they are interested.
And okay, so you get the couple, you have a successful email or message exchange. They get on a call. How do you close the deal during the call?
Well, I'm not sure if you can really close it on a call. Sometimes you can, of course, and sometimes you can. When you can is when they really like your work, they agree with the price, and you meet the conditions or the requirements, and they also need to meet your conditions, right? They need you have to estimate what kind of people they are. If you click, if you vibe on the same level, that's super important, because still they're choosing a person who they will spend the whole day with, and you will make lifetime memories for them. So it's super important to click. And so sometimes they agree right away, and sometimes you need to give them time so they can discuss it in between themselves, and maybe they're evaluating some other offers, you know. So but if they're interested, they usually get back to you pretty quick. So you can never, like, it's not guaranteed to close the deal on the call, but you can definitely try or increase your chances by doing the call.
Have you ever had an unsuccessful video call?
Yeah, I had like 2 or 3 with the same person, actually. It was a woman, and she wanted to jump on a call, and she asked me almost like everything. How long I've been doing it, what's my equipment. She asked basically everything except for my social security number, you know. No, it was ridiculous. Like, it was unusual. No one ever questioned me this much and on so many calls. And then it didn't work out. But because I wasn't willing to go below the price that she negotiated, and she kept suggesting to pay under the table, and if it's under the table, then I can give you this much, right? Because, you know, I don't, avoiding taxes and stuff. So yeah, I was like, no, we do everything by the books, and I will not go under the price. And so she then kind of agreed. But her last point, which she never mentioned before, after all these calls and mentions, that I will not be able to publish anything from it for my purposes, because they want to keep it private. And for this fact, you usually have to pay extra, right? Sometimes double, because you do the work and you cannot promote it anywhere. And she wanted for the same price, and I just wasn't willing to do it. So sometimes you have unsuccessful calls, yeah, but it happens.
It happens, yeah, it happens. Okay, so let's jump back to the Tuscany. So a lot of couples would like to get married in Tuscany, right? It's such a dream destination. It's beautiful there, and especially you were there in October, right? So it was mild and really pretty. So tell us a little bit about how you prepared for the trip. Maybe you can tell us like the way you pack your equipment, or how do you travel with the equipment. So because it was still a flight from Prague to Italy, how did you get to Tuscany?
Yeah.
So give us a little bit of background.
So yeah, of course, when we agreed to do the wedding, actually, I booked a flight, and it was a little bit complicated because I wanted a cheap flight, of course, and but I didn't have any luggage, but I had a really heavy backpack, so I still needed to pay extra. But at the end, the location was closer to Rome, actually, but the best ticket kind of for me, because I also would have to take a holiday to travel on Friday, I think. So I flew to Milan after work, basically. And yeah, so that was like first thing. It was a little bit difficult because I had to fly after work and then drive like 5-6 hours to the destination, and then actually meet the couple and do the pre-wedding family dinner, and then the next day the wedding. So, but I'm going ahead a little bit. And how I pack my equipment? Well, I have a Peak Design backpack. It's amazing. I travel with it everywhere, and everything kind of fits there. My drone, camera, whatever I need, gimbal, and plenty of batteries, memory cards, chargers, computer. I don't usually travel with a computer, but yeah, that's how I pick my bag. And of course, like toothbrush, maybe deodorant, that handy
Maybe.
too. And of course, some nice clothes for the wedding, actually, and also some travel clothes so you're comfortable. And of course, so after booking the flight ticket, I researched some rental companies, and actually, there's perfect company in Milan. You can like arrive anytime. They will shuttle you, so they will transport you with the shuttle through airport to their car rental any hour. They're going nonstop, and it's super cheap and super good quality and really nice and clean cars. I will put the link below the video for the as a reference because they're amazing. We booked already twice. The car was so inexpensive, and I mean like it was 50 euros, I think, for 2 days or something. Then you have to pay also for the tolls and the highways and some fines if you get some fine. But it was amazing. So yeah, I prepared like this, and my plan actually was, because I'm a working person, to work on Friday, then travel, drive through the night, arrive to the city, get to know the area, sleep in a car, shoot the pre-wedding family dinner, sleep in a car, and then shoot the wedding, and after wedding speed home so I can catch a flight early Monday morning and then go straight to work, right? But you were too nice and didn't want me to sleep in the car, so you booked accommodation for me, so I managed to sleep after such a long and non-stop drive. It was really tiring, but that's how my trip was. But I will tell the whole story about the driving. So yeah, because I was cheap and didn't want to fly to Rome, so I had to drive like 5-6 hours through the night, which was pretty tough. I had to like bust the speakers. I roll down the windows so I could get air and I wouldn't fall asleep because it was nice and warm.
You never stopped?
Yeah, I stopped maybe to pee and stuff, but
it's good.
But maybe just once. Yeah. And then as I was getting closer to Tuscany, the area opened and it was super nice. And the sun was rising, so I was already pretty sleepy over the whole night. So I was following one car in the side roads already in Tuscany, like a lot of curves. And there was like a huge accident, not by the car. Well, there was a huge boar running around like across the road. And as I was following the car in front of me like hit it hardcore. The boar flew, but then it managed to run away. But the car was kind of messed up, and I was driving behind it, and it woke me up really. I was like shocked, but I was just glad that it wasn't me, because I was sleeping like not sleeping, but I was driving with one eye open. I was super tired already, so that was the difficult part. And then the end of the story is that also, like, we finished the wedding, I filmed whatever was needed, and I had to drive the same back and quickly, because we finished, let's say, 10 11, and I had 5 to 6 hours to get to the airport to catch the flight and fly back to Prague. Yeah, but that was the story about the travel. But about the couple and about the wedding itself, it was amazing because the area was super nice. I managed to even travel around a little bit in a car, so I filmed like some random shots of the venues, nice roads with the trees along vineyards, with the drone camera, everything. So I would have like extra shots, B-roll for the actually wedding video. And then first day I filmed the pre-wedding family dinner.
Rehearsal.
Yeah, it was super nice. It was like in a wine cellar, and there was a huge long table. I will put the overlay of the videos and some images. I even took some pictures, and it had a really nice atmosphere. And actually, first time I met in person Jordan and Raymond. They were super nice, and we also shot. So I shot the dinner, but also some couple moments because she wore red dress, which is in a Chinese tradition, like for wedding, right? And Raymond was also dressed in red, burgundy kind of color, so it was super nice. So we filmed this, got to know each other. Then I went to rest actually in the accommodation, which was nice, thank you. And I was so dead. And the next day I again drove around, got some extra shots of the venue that they stayed at, what I thought of. But then I found out there's so many. There was one behind. So I filmed not their venue with the drone, but I still got some really nice shots which I used afterwards. But sometimes it happens because it was the address, but it was such a long or big location area of and there were so many villas, so I filmed the wrong one.
Like it was a complex, like one
You
establishment with different.
You kind of enter the estate through a road, and then there were plenty of villas pretty far with the pools and stuff. Yeah, so that was great. And then the wedding started, and actually I couldn't film with the drone at the wedding venue because of other guests and privacy. So I filmed only with the camera. And first, actually, how I filmed was in the dinner venue. That was where Raymond was getting ready. So I filmed him there, a little bit of the venue, and then I moved to the other venue where the wedding took place at church, and where I filmed preparations of Jordan. And they were such a nice couple, and everyone, the whole family, people, everyone was so welcoming, really nice. So it's always pleasure to work with. And the photographer, actually, he was local, Andrea. I will also refer to his work because he's a really nice photographer, and he told me some nice tips and tricks, mainly about how to present yourself on social media, right? Because never before I really tagged everyone who was at the wedding, so this was new for me, and so I took something from this experience, definitely.
That's nice. You speed through some of my future questions. Actually, I had a question about rehearsal dinner, because a majority of the weddings you've done before were Czech, right? Local, and it's not a tradition,
yeah.
right? So
No,
it was
Czech traditions, as we talked about in previous videos, it's just like from morning till evening, from preparations till dance with the sparklers and stuff.
So you got to do something also new, right? And do something more creative, differently, let's say.
Yeah.
So that's nice. And I have to say, I think I mentioned this before, that the Tuscany video, all of your videos are beautiful and they're really nice, but this one has some sparkle, or it is so beautiful because the venue was gorgeous, the sunset, the couple was beautiful. Well, all the couples are beautiful, right, in the videos, but then just the whole atmosphere, this golden sunset and this beautiful the pathway of the trees, and she had a really beautiful dress.
Just everything came together,
so,
and the resonance,
yeah, so Yeah, and as I told you, our one of future brides, she said that she has watched that, I think, a couple of times, and she really loves it. So
That's good.
even the song is beautiful, right? So, yeah. And what I just thought of about the getting ready and for the travel, I remember you did this like collage or something, the video where your sister helped you to shoot how you're packing
pack the
yeah.
backpack,
So
yeah.
maybe you can also include that, or
Yeah, I
refer.
can show you quickly on the overlay.
So
Yeah.
there will be a good visual of what goes in your backpack.
Yeah, that's a good
Right.
point. Yeah.
Did you take 2 cameras, or you worked with only your
No,
one?
just the
one.
camera A7 S3 Sony. Yeah.
And lens?
Yeah, I took just one because I knew what I scout out the venue, so I knew like I will just need one 24/7 because it's really versatile, and I knew like it's wide enough, and I will not shoot anything like from far, so I wouldn't need it. Yeah, but plenty of batteries and backups. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then, what you mentioned that was you met a photographer there, right? Local.
Yeah.
Andrea. So, maybe you can tell a little bit more about how you cooperated with them, because they're, of course, they come from different culture, and it must have been a first time experience of being completely new situation, new people, and I don't know, you must have met other, like maybe there was a coordinator, a florist and stuff. So maybe share a little bit about that.
Yeah. So Jordan actually had a coordinator, but most of the work she did herself. She even shared with me the Excel sheet with all the contacts and what time, where I need to be. So it was amazing. And yeah, as it's with every wedding, if you don't go there like full package, like photo, video, like we do, then you meet other people, right? So you need to. Usually people are super friendly and you cooperate together. You just discuss the details. You don't get in other people's shots, which is super important. And yeah, you introduce yourself and you just talk, and is again communication. During the ceremony, before, doing preparations. Yeah, and we talked a lot. We got to know each other. I saw how he was shooting, and you just need to be flexible and adjust. Yeah.
Did you learn something from him? Apart for the to make connections, like maybe something from the technical side?
No, not really. Just like because I know a lot that I like to study. So, but about the social media and sharing that I learned, and that's a big takeaway, I think. And I also liked his holsters for the camera, so that's what I got you then as an inspiration, as a present for you. So yeah, it was a brand Spider, I think it's called. It's holsters for both cameras, so then you look like a cowboy and you can just pull out the camera. Yeah, it's better than the straps for the back. It depends. But yeah, so that, and I didn't learn much from the technical side. But when he was shooting, then I tried to snap even some pictures, so I would have some pictures of my own. And I also shot this time because I had some time during sunset hour and stuff, the vertical video for social media. So I did my best. I tried to do my best, and which I do all the time. But when I was editing the video already, then I also tried to over deliver, and I was thinking ahead. So that's why I filmed like vertical, so I could deliver the best quality for the Instagram, because I already planned that I will do full video and some trailers for social media and just anything that would come up to my mind. And at the end, I end up doing at least 3, I think, trailers, kind of teasers for social media, and then the full video, and then the dinner also. Yeah,
you do have it separate, I think.
Yeah, because it fit more. Like I felt like it will be better to do 2 separate than 1 together like that.
Do you remember the venue from the rehearsal? Okay, so from the video of the rehearsal dinner, do you remember the venue? Because you have a drone shot of the venue. Is that actually the venue, or that's something different?
No, this venue I didn't film at all. That was the forbidden one. Yeah.
Okay, so the shot you have is something nearby, right?
Yeah. And the shots I have is the venue where the party was then, like the dinner. So, like the dinner on the wedding day, I mean.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and where they partied, I guess. And yeah, and actually the specific venue where they really had the party and preparations of Raymond, that was after the wedding we finished and we raced to this venue actually to catch some still shots with the sun up, because it was really like it was setting, so it was so pink orange. So we raced quickly to the venue. I remember I parked like at the edge of the venue, just jumped out, tossed the drone in the air, and I quickly filmed the venue when it was still. It looks like a sunrise. I think I used it, I faked it as a sunrise in the video, but it was actually sunset. And then we got some even nice, super nice, colorful shots with the sunset. Yeah. So,
Yeah, they look beautiful. They're so nice.
the vibe was really
Yeah,
nice.
like I would say if I picture a Tuscany wedding, that's what it would look like. It has the vineyard, you know, the whole package. So
And the one thing, Andrea knew the location, so he knew where the paths are,
okay.
with the nice trees and vineyards. I accidentally discovered these on my own when I roamed around with the car. But yeah, so that was a big also help, because I just followed him and he knew the spots. And
So that was helpful. Do you mind asking this? So the budgeting of the wedding was not the highest you've had,
yeah,
right?
because it was one of the first weddings, so I priced it super low because I was building portfolio basically. So I was like around 500 euros or dollars, and but I still wanted it because I saw it as a great opportunity, and they were so sweet, Jordan and Raymond. So I just felt like it was the right thing to do, and because I wanted to grow portfolio, and it ended up like what I didn't even know I could wish for, you know.
Because yes, when you're a beginner, let's say you're not, right? But as a beginner photographer, videographer,
I'm beginner in wedding destinations, right?
yes, but you are not a beginner videographer,
Like
right?
skillful, skill wise, no. Yeah,
Your
I
tech
would say no.
equipment is top notch.
Well,
your
yeah.
skills are top notch.
Thank you.
So, how to determine? Take aside the
price?
no. How to determine if you take aside the fact that it was your first agreed destination wedding, right? Maybe not the timeline. It was not the first one you did, but it was the first agreement that
Yeah,
happened, right?
absolutely.
So, how to determine if a low cost wedding is worth of your time, your
Well,
skills, where everything? Because technically, you just met a couple once or twice through a video call, and then some nice,
yeah.
but you still had no idea what would happen, right? And plus, we don't encourage this, but it's not nice to drive 4 hours at night after a tiresome day of work at the office, and then also, you know, having a crazy, because working for weddings is quite tiresome, right? So it's can be a bit of danger sign. So how to determine if a low cost wedding is actually worth of your time?
It depends if it's worth it for you. Like you have to do calculations, you know, like if it will at least cover the cost. If you're really like building portfolio from like doesn't matter where, then maybe even if you go in minus, it's worth it. But here, I kind of wanted to do it because they look like amazing couple, which they turn out to be, and the area looked amazing, so it was worth it for me. I think I broke even at the end, but not counting in the energy that I had to put in, and then also because like I spent basically 2 full days, let's say, and then of course editing, but it just felt right to do so. But of course, if you're advanced, then it's a different level, and you should know your skills. Like if I now I already have few wedding destinations behind me, so I wouldn't do it anymore, because like yeah, even if the couple is nice, you need to know, you know, like your price, your value. And if they don't accept it, then it's maybe their loss. But that's how life is, you know, it's opportunity cost. So sometimes you decline something, But this was definitely worth it, but I will not do it anymore because I have already experience with the wedding destinations. I can even show it to other people. So yeah, I know like starting price for wedding destinations is usually $3,000 euros. So $500 was a little bit, yeah, undercut, but yeah, I did my best.
And the couple, even I never met them. Actually, I don't even think I was present on the video calls during the
Maybe
video
not, yeah.
calls. But through you, I know they're great. And also, I know that Jordan, the bride she still keeps recommending you to
Yeah,
everybody, right? Like
super active and
either
nice.
around her circles
Yeah.
or on the Facebook group. So yeah, it was not just
And that's super nice and rare too, because yeah, most of the time I get recommended. That's how I get most of my jobs. It's word of mouth, but Jordan is like first bride who's doing it actively on social media, and so it's also like super nice appreciation, and I see that she's doing extra, you know. But I think she reciprocates, so she can see that I put more work than, and
what
I
you
try to also
pay.
deliver like as soon as I could. So I think I delivered within a week, and all of these, even the speeches and stuff, I think. So I think she sees this too, and I hope they are satisfied. So that's why she keeps also recommending me, and I appreciate that. Yeah, sometimes we just click with people.
That's good. So overall, you've had a great experience,
Mm-hmm.
a little bit of extreme experience
Yeah,
as well, but the result came out amazing.
yeah,
And
and
what's important that the couple was happy with.
yeah, I'm glad to. But again, it's about like communication
Mm.
from the start, you know, all the way to the end. Because at the end, you want to deliver, so deliver it in best possible way. You know, give them what you can, even give over deliver, give always more extra added value. Yeah, and so communication, plan everything ahead, plan to the point, and be willing to adjust, be flexible, do your best.
Definitely. I agree. I think it's important that we do not give false promises. And whenever we deliver something, we give it 110 so that we're fair to ourselves and we're fair to the people who rely on us to capture their big day, right? It's the memories for the lifetime. So
Yeah.
important.
Yeah, and they will watch it. They might show it to their grandkids one day. So
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
you have to do your best, you know. So
Absolutely.
that was about the Tuscany, I would
Thank you
say.
so much for sharing. I think that was a really beautiful story, and I actually always enjoy listening to your driving craziness adventures.
No,
So
it was a tough one.
that was an extreme one.
But
Thank
yeah,
you.
so, but guys, if you want to see how to start, how to join the wedding business, or you want to know how we started and something about us more, you can watch our previous videos. We'll be happy. And if you want to like comment on something, you have similar experience, right? We always encourage our viewers to comment, elaborate, ask questions. We will gladly answer.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay, so that was the Tuscany podcast.
Thank you
Bye.
for watching. Bye.